Hey, what's up? It's God's Grace on Tuesday. Uh, my my name is Tim Reinberg. I'm like, why am I scratching my head while I say my name? It's like, what is it? Anyway, God's Grace on Tuesday. I'm Tim. Thanks for watching. So the reason I'm all pumped up is because I'm just like, woo! Because I'm excited to make this video because I think I finally got what Jesus has been trying to get through to me for like a month. Now, where did this come from? Quick backstory, because people are like, what was that? Well, when I was younger, and I used to do theater a lot, there was this girl named Mary that I was in a couple of shows with, and every time we'd be getting ready to go, right, out on stage, trying to get all animated and pumped up, we would look at each other. Now, sometimes we'd even be in opposite ends of the stage, in both wings, right and left, and we'd look across the stage, right into each other's eyes. And as soon as we locked eyes, we'd just smile and go, so yeah, that's where that came from. So what am I talking about today? Well, like I said, finally got it. What Jesus has been like, yo, Tim, get with the program. Because I've just been having a rough time lately because I keep dealing with people that just bring me down. It's not like one person. It's not like this one person that I'm like, oh, it's just sometimes someone just says something. And it's just just like letting air out of a balloon, And there's just this floppy rubber thing. That's kind of me, right? Or just listening to someone complain about life. It's just like grinding metal, and you're just kind of just and it's just frustrating. And I look at Jesus and I'm like, why'd you let that happen to me? Why'd you let me deal with, why do I have to deal with this person? Right? So, okay, for a month, right? Been going back and forth with Jesus about this in prayer time and different things. And I'm not going to talk for a month, but if I could condense it down to one conversation, it would go something like this. Sit down with Jesus, and I'm just going off about, what's going on and who is just driving me nuts. Who's that metal grinding sound? Who's deflating the balloon, if you will? And, he's kind of looking at me, and it's not like he's sitting there looking at me like, oh yeah, totally, very serious. But that look people get when they're trying not to laugh, that's what Jesus is looking at me like, and I'm like, Jesus, please take me seriously. And he goes, Tim, that's the problem. You're taking yourself way too seriously. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, let's go back to the beginning. And I was like, so when I was born? And he's like, no. When you were 21 on your birthday, you knelt down next to your bed and you said, Lord, I will be your disciple. I will follow you. And you've done that a bunch of times, but that was one of the times that you were super serious. And I was like, that's true. And he goes, okay. So what did you sign up for? Do you remember? And I was like, I think so. And he goes, well, let me remind you. And so, a couple verses that have been used by Jesus to convey the message that has been conveyed, were these. So he kind of looks at me and he goes, Tim, if you belonged to the world would love its own. But because you do not belong to the world and I have chosen you out of the world hates you. Remember the word I spoke to you, no slave is greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. That's John 15:19 through most of 20. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I heard that before, that makes sense. And he goes, yeah, and another thing to remember is whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. That's John 16, verse 33. And I kind of looking at Jesus thinking about what the cross means, and a cross is not just some little nice ornament thing that you hang around your neck to be like, I follow Jesus. A cross isn't something that implements torture and death. It's not fun. Crosses do not bring about happy, good, yay times. They bring about suffering. And I'm just kind of sitting there so if I can't suffer for other people the way you did, I can't be your disciple. He goes, exactly. And then he looks at me and he says, Tim, I have told you this that you might have peace in me. And in the world you will have trouble, but take courage. I have overcome the world. That's John chapter 16, verse 33. And I'm sitting there like, wow. He is with us. He's with me. But here's the thing. What is he calling me to do? In the Great Commission in Matthew 28, verse 19 through 20, Jesus says, go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And then that last line, behold, I am with you always until the end of the age. Well, think about everything that Jesus has said to us already. How people aren't going to like you. They're not going to, always, act like a disciple of Jesus Christ. Why? Because they're not disciples of Jesus. And Jesus is like, Tim, you're my disciple. You're called to go make them disciples. But until they are disciples, don't expect them to live according to the standards of a disciple. Love them as they are. Love them to discipleship. Sure, be firm in the faith, but be gentle in love. And I'm kind of like, yeah, that's true. And then he goes, and just one more thought about how, dealing with people who are really, just, like that metal grinding noise. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, maybe next time you're dealing with someone like that, don't think, oh, Jesus, why are you letting this happen to me? Maybe think that it's what I'm letting happen to them. You follow me. You work for me. So maybe I'm using you to reach out to this person. So stop complaining. Start following. And I was like, you got it, Jesus. I hope you'll do the same. Be sure to follow God's Grace on Tuesday. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time. Till then, peace of Jesus to you. Bye.